Red meat is classified as muscle meat that can be found in beef, in pork, in lamb, in goat, and other land mammals. Red meat contains many nutrients such as protein, vitamin B12, and even iron. However, eating excessive amount of red meat, especially as a woman, poses us to a risk of so many health conditions. There have been evidences that has linked red meat to certain cancers, heart disease, and other reproductive health issues. So sit back and ensure that you watch this video to the end as we continue to talk or discuss about the implication of consumption of excessive red meat on your health, especially your reproductive health as a woman. Beautiful people, you are welcome back to the channel. My name is Odun and I am a public health specialist. On this channel, we discuss about women's health and how to ensure that we live healthy. If this is something that you like or things that you are interested in, you can click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell so that you get notified when we post new videos. Now let's jump right into today's discussion. Aside the well-known cardiovascular health issues that comes with the consumption of red meat, processed meat and red meat itself have been known for negative effects on fertility, and it predisposes women to certain reproductive health issues. A study that was done in 2017 with anovulatory PCOS, that is women who do not ovulate because of hormonal imbalance, compared to women who ovulate normally, it has been found that women with normal ovulation had a significant lower proportion of meat in their diet compared to women that have ovulation disorder. You get it? Because red meat is highly inflammatory, it is linked to the following reproductive health conditions, and women dealing with these conditions have recorded great relief with their symptoms and progression of their condition when they reduce the consumption of red meat. So what are these reproductive health conditions? Number one is fibroid. Yes, fibroid. Red meat and dairy are amongst the food to avoid if you have a fibroid tumor or you don't want to have fibroid tumor. Fibroid is affected by the hormone and it feeds on the hormone estrogen. So if you want your fibroid tumor to die off, starve that tumor of estrogen. And one of the primary source of estrogen to man is red meat. So one primary source or one primary way to shrink your fibroid tumor or to ensure that you do not develop fibroid tumor is to reduce your consumption of red meat such that your body would not have excess estrogen. Another thing that has estrogen or helps that causes your estrogen level to get so high is sugar, but that has been dealt with in a separate video. If you are interested in knowing how much of harm sugar is doing to your body as a woman, then please you can watch this video after you are done watching this particular video. Another reproductive health condition that is being complicated by consumption of red meat is endometriosis. What is endometriosis? Endometriosis simply means that the lining of the uterus that sheds when you have your period, this lining also grows in some other part of your body. It could grow outside the wall of your uterus, it could grow along your intestinal organs or in the abdominal wall, and the way that uterine lining will behave during your period by shedding is the way it will behave when it is found in other parts of the body. This causes some form of bleeding inside and accumulation of blood. It's very excruciatingly painful and it has a lot to deal with it, but that is not the essence of this video. Red meat has been listed as one of the food to avoid if you are dealing with endometriosis. An extensive research that was conducted in 2018 found a link between consumption of red meat and endometriosis. Women who eat 2 or more meat serving per day actually have 56% chance or higher chances to receive endometriosis diagnosis. One hypothesis has found that a certain class of iron that is found in meat is responsible for inflammation and oxidative stress mechanism. So reducing your intake of red meat will actually translate to reduction in your condition, in endometriosis or the pain that you feel with endometriosis. Because women who have endometriosis are prone to anemia, they might be anemic or mildly pale, they should look for other sources of iron rather than consumption of red meat. There are several ways through which you can get iron. There are several ways through which you can get protein in your meal without having to consume red meat. One other condition that has been implicated in the consumption of red meat is adenomyosis. Why is this? Just like the case of endometriosis, adenomyosis is also caused by excess estrogen in the body. Extra estrogen leads to the thickening of the uterus wall, and then it does not happen in a day but over time. The issue with adenomyosis is that instead of endometriosis, where you find the uterine lining outside the uterus or somewhere around the uterus, for adenomyosis, the uterine lining finds its way into the wall of the uterus, sometimes maybe due to previous surgery like CS and all, but sometimes it finds its way to that place. And when your estrogen level is high, you have, like I said, high amount of bleeding due to contraction from prostaglandin, and then you feel so much pain. So but when you reduce your red consumption, it reduces the thickening of the uterine wall. Adenomyosis can actually cause heavy and prolonged menstrual bleeding, severe cramps, or chronic pelvic pain, painful intercourse, and some other pain during bowel movement. Another condition that has been implicated in the consumption of red meat is premenstrual syndrome. Now, in the past weeks, I have been talking about premenstrual syndrome, and you might want to look up my previous videos on things that you experience when you are expecting your period, what premenstrual syndrome is, and all. One of the foods that actually aggravates your premenstrual syndrome is red meat. Red meat contains omega-6 fatty acid that may have a pro-inflammatory effect on our bodies, and consuming this during your period can lead to high bleeding, excessive pain, and because there is high iron and then high prostaglandin content. If you have watched this video this far, I would encourage that you give my content a thumbs up so that this video can also get to some other women that might need this or that might need this information. And thank you for watching today's video. See you some other time. Please do take very good care of yourself.